Yeah.
Welcome back to the Gridiron Expert, bringing you some of the best college football news, predictions, and analysis. It just feels like there's a bowl game for everything now. California and Illinois will be meeting in the Redbox Bowl. I don't even know who uses those anymore. But regardless, it is a football game, and you can bet that we are going to be analyzing and predicting the coveted Redbox Bowl. And we'll start with California here, certainly hoping for a better postseason performance than they had last year following that 10-7 overtime loss in the Cheez-It Bowl, where the Golden Bears and TCU combined for 9 interceptions. But this is their second straight bowl appearance under Justin Wilcox, now wrapping up his third year with the Golden Bears. And really, for California, you can't ask for anything better than that. Brand new head coach gets you to 2 bowl games in 2 of his 3 years at the helm. For Illinois, they've got to be ecstatic. Fighting Illini, making their first bowl game since 2014. First bowl game since 2014. What a way to end the decade. And what a great job for Lovie Smith by rallying his troops, utilizing the transfer portal probably better than any coach out there, and getting his program back into the postseason. A team that lost to Eastern Michigan early in 2019 somehow managed to beat Wisconsin and then come back down 28-3 to beat Michigan State to finish the year 6-6 and make the postseason. So all the credit in the world to Lovie Smith to finally break through to the postseason, something he's been desperately trying to do, and all the credit to the Fighting Illini for the job they have done this season as well. So we'll start looking at the offensive side of the ball here, and I can flat out tell you that neither of these offenses for California or Illinois is going to impress you. They're not going to make you drop dead. They're not electric. They're not nothing special. But they've got to be able to put some points up on the board. And right now, I would say that California owns that offensive edge if, and only if, Chase Garbers plays. Now, there's no reason that he won't play in this Redbox Bowl, but listen to these numbers here. The Golden Bears were 7-5 in 2019. They are 6-0 when Chase Garbers plays the entire game. So when he starts from start to finish, they're 6-0. They are 1-3 when he does not start. Keep in mind, he got hurt earlier this season. Luckily, was able to come back. But when he does not start, the Golden Bears are just 1-3. And they are 0-2 when he is in the game, but then is taken out. So, like in the case of an injury, he plays a little bit, you get hurt, he doesn't return. They're 0-2 in those games. So imagine the season California could have had they not had injuries across the board. They've been beat up all season long. Garbers plays all 12 games. Who knows where California could be right now. But regardless, major stat there to watch out for. Garbers, 1,500 yards, 10 touchdowns, 3 interceptions when he has played sparingly this season, leading an offense that averages just 20.1 points per game. And the fact they're 7-5, just scoring that amount of points, is a lot of credit to Justin Wilcox's defense. Our X factor on offense for California, though, is a guy we will address later in this video. It's Christopher Brown Jr., the running back for Cal, 794 yards, 8 touchdowns on the year. He could very well be the key in this Redbox Bowl. Like I said, we'll address him later, but do not forget that name. For Illinois, they're averaging more points than California, but maybe not as better or as much better than California. They're averaging 27.3 points per game and are certainly more balanced, 177 passing yards per game and 142.4 rushing yards per game. We mentioned that a major reason Illinois is even playing in the postseason right now is because of Lovie Smith's brilliance in the transfer portal, bringing in former 5-star, 4-star players with experience, transfers, none bigger than Brandon Peters, who may or may not be playing in this game. He didn't play in the Fighting Illini season finale against Northwestern. If they have him, their chances to win this Redbox Bowl increase exponentially. They got to have a guy transferring from Michigan who has experience in big games and experience across the board. If he doesn't, I'm not saying Illinois can't win this game, but I am saying that they're going to probably rely more on Reggie Corbin, the senior running back for Illinois. He's going to probably handle the offensive load if Brandon Peters or the passing game just isn't ready to go. So keep an eye on that storyline as we approach this Redbox Bowl. Defensively, you look at this is probably more of a strength for both teams, certainly more so for California. And that's to be expected under Justin Wilcox. They're allowing just 22.1 points per game. They're actually giving up more points than they're scoring. If you remember, they're only averaging 20.1 points per game offensively. The secondary under Justin Wilcox is usually very strong. This year it was supposed to be the best, one of the best, I would say, even in the country. And they started out that way and then kind of tanked. Have not been as impressive, especially being senior-led and experienced, as I thought they would be in the Pac-12. But the guy that's been the most impressive this year, a guy that certainly isn't getting talked about enough, is their linebacker, Evan Weaver. Evan Weaver, remember that name for California, tied for first in the nation with 95 solo tackles, not total tackles, solo tackles, 95, averaging 14.4 tackles per game, and needs 19 tackles in this Redbox Bowl against Illinois to break the NCAA record of tackles in a season with 191. In a career with 191. So keep an eye on that. Keep an eye on that. 191 is the record to beat, and crazier things have happened. 19's a lot. 19's a lot. But I've seen people do it. It can happen. If anybody can do it, Weaver can do it. But the reason he's such a big deal is not just because of the way he has played all season long for Cal. It's because the defense will go as Evan Weaver goes. He is the leader and the anchor of this defense. If he struggles, Cal's defense is going to struggle. If he is thriving and hitting on all cylinders, then so will this California defense. He is the key in this game. So watch out for him going up against a mediocre Illinois offense. For the Fighting Illini, their defense allowing just 25.4 points per game. But the reason I said to remember Christopher Brown Jr. for California is because of this stat right here. Illinois has an absolutely downright atrocious rushing defense, allowing 201.6 rushing yards per game, and that includes 378 rushing yards to Northwestern in the season finale. A game that Illinois dropped 29-10. They allowed 378 rushing yards to Northwestern, a team that finished the year 3-9. That win over Illinois was their third of the season. That is bad. That's horrible. So over 200 rushing yards per game allowed going up against an experienced running back in Christopher Brown Jr., who's rushed for nearly 800 yards and 8 touchdowns. You've got GARBERS in there at quarterback, who's playing extremely well. Cal plays extremely well when he starts from start to finish, and you've got a running back to complement that passing game that's so-so. So Illinois, their key is going to be shutting down the run and just hoping that maybe GARBERS doesn't play the entire game, but if he does, he's going to struggle offensively, as Cal has for the majority of the season, not even averaging 3 touchdowns per game. So that is the key there, and that's why you need to remember that name, Christopher Brown Jr., because he could be in store for a big day in this Redbox Bowl. So who's going to win it? Who's going to win the Redbox Bowl between the Golden Bears and the Fighting Illini? Well, I will tell you this. This game is going to be played in Santa Clara, California, which is just 48 miles away from the campus of California. 48 miles away. So if you can call it that, the Golden Bears will have somewhat of a home field advantage in this Redbox Bowl. They're in their home state. They're not that far from their college campus. People are going to make the drive for this. Obviously, it's going to be much more difficult for the Fighting Illini fans to show up way out west into California. So they have that going for them. I do believe that California owns the offensive edge. I believe they have way more veterans and experience on defense, namely Weaver, and that's why we're picking California to win this bowl game. Cal will win 8 games in 2019. That's an upward trend for Justin Wilcox. Once again, if they had been healthy, especially GARBERS, all year long, this very well could have been an 8 or 9 win team. All the credit in the world to him for getting them to 7 wins despite the unfortunate circumstances. So I like Cal in this game. I like them to defeat Illinois. I think a lot of people will say, well, what about the motivation factor? What about Illinois not making a bowl game since 2014? Very true. I don't expect them to get blown out. I don't expect Cal to win this game by a landslide. But I look at this and also say that California has not won a bowl game since 2015. They're coming off an ugly performance in their last postseason game against TCU last year. Have not won a bowl game since 2015 and have won just 2 bowl games since 2008. So there's plenty of motivation to go from both sides, but unfortunately, the Cinderella story for the Fighting Illini will end. They dropped to 6-7, Cal to 8-5. Both teams seem to be going in the right direction, but we're giving the edge to the Golden Bears at the end of December. So guys, thank you so much for watching us here on YouTube. Make sure to like this video and check out everything we have for you in the description below. We've got the spread pick for this Redbox Bowl that you do not want to miss. So that, as well as all of our other spread picks over at thegridironexpert.com. Check out all the other offers and info that we have for you in the description as well, stuff that you certainly don't want to miss either. And as always, thank you for watching. Please continue to like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time on The Gridiron Expert.